Good morning. Welcome back to Fantasy Football 101 here on Sports Radio 1450. Adam Stark alongside Eric Pedigo, Mark Graham, and Nick Corelli, and broadcasting live on the webpage at sportsradio1450.com. Be sure to check out the webpage all week long as Mark updates it. Does a great job filling you in on all the injuries throughout the week, and he'll do it a few more times before kickoff tomorrow. It is week number 8. Hard to believe. Season is flying by, so we'll have a new poll question up on the webpage, too, after this morning's show, so be sure to check that one out. All right, we do want to run through some of the top waiver claims here in a matter of moments, but we have a few more phone calls to get to. 529-1450 is that number. Good morning. You're on Fantasy Football 101.
Yeah, hey, guys. Quick question here. I've got Clinton Portis and Willis McGahee and Lendell White as my running backs. I can only play 2 of them. I'm going to go ahead and hop off the line and listen to what your thoughts are. Thank you.
Thanks for the phone call. 529-1450. White, McGahee, or Portis? What do you think, Eric?
I like Portis and McGahee personally. You really don't have a bad option here. Obviously, Lendell White's coming off a huge performance going up against Indy, but, man, Clinton Portis against Detroit, and then who's Baltimore got? At home against Oakland. Yeah, I like Portis and McGahee.
I'll run with that also, only because White splits time with Chris Johnson. But Portis and McGahee, I think both should have big games.
Well, and White's probably really tired after that.
He's got to be.
He's getting at least hungry.
529-1450 is the phone number. Good morning. You're on Fantasy Football 101. Go ahead.
It's you.
How about you? Stage fright. All right, well, there's a lot of pickups. We talked about Bolger, Castle, Orton, Collins, probably good pickups as far as quarterback positions are concerned. Some other guys that were picked up in this last week, popular pickups, Detroit's Kevin Smith, St. Louis's Donnie Avery, San Francisco's Josh Morgan. You guys have any problems with those guys?
I like Donnie Avery.
I picked him up.
He'll be okay.
Did you?
Yeah.
Go figure.
But
big
hey, like I said,
homer over there.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, man.
Obviously,
I'm ready.
You're drinking something.
He's their home run threat now because Holt's not the guy he was 5 or 6 years ago, and Avery gives him that downhole, that deep threat that they've lacked for a couple years. I think he's a heck of a pickup.
He's so fast too.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the thing that got me. He was, just burning.
Oh, he's the fastest guy on the Rams.
Oh yeah,
pretty sure.
A guy to pick up right now to maybe stay a little bit ahead of the curve would be Pierre Thomas in New Orleans, because McAllister's probably going to play this week, but when this diuretic thing comes through, pardon the pun, when it comes through,
well, and Stecker hasn't got a whole lot of carries this week. Bush is out at least 2 to 4. So yeah, Pierre Thomas, the former Illini, might be a good pickup, and some other guys out there too. Some wide receivers, Malcolm Floyd, San Diego, as you talked about, Chambers not being able to play. Antonio Bryant, wide receiver Tampa Bay, with Galloway being out. We already talked about Kevin Smith for Detroit. And let's see who else is out there. Another quarterback, he's a veteran, Jeff Garcia, might not be a bad pickup with Greasy out in Tampa. And Mike Fury, another wide receiver for Detroit. And I know you're not going to like this one, Mark, but Amon Green popped up here on some guys.
Amon Green has actually played well the last 2 weeks, to my total disbelief.
529-1450 is the phone number. Good morning. You're on Fantasy Football 101.
Yeah, I'm the guy that has Steven Jackson, Barber, Drew, Slayton, White, and I also have Kevin Smith. But I didn't know who you would trade for a wide receiver out of those. My wide receivers are Burris, Colston, Holt, Galloway, and then I could also pick up Nate Washington or Malcolm Floyd. I'll hang up and listen.
All right, thanks for the phone call.
I don't know that he needs any help at receiver.
I'm absolutely dizzied with these rosters. I don't know if I don't think he needs to do anything.
Well, he's got a few injuries, and Holt hasn't been that consistent. I mean, with the names, though, he has at running back, he can go out and get some wide receivers. Just shop some of those guys.
Right now, what I would do, I would try to shuffle off Lendale White coming off a huge performance. His stock is probably not going to get much higher than it is right now. And definitely hold on to Jackson, Barber, and Steve Slayton, whatever you do. That's what I think.
Excellent point.
Great call. 529-1450 is the phone number. Good morning. You're on Fantasy Football 101.
Hey, guys. Just want to say I'm a big fan of your show, first off. But,
Thank you.
You're welcome. I got a couple of questions to ask you about. I'm in a league where I can either start 3 wide receivers, or I can start 3 running backs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, should I start Colston, Evans, and Jackson, or should I start my 3 running backs and only 2 wide receivers? And my 3 running backs are Julius Jones, Dominique Rowe, and Brian Westbrook.
And if not, which of the running backs should I set in place to start in 3 wide receivers? And should I start Phillip Rivers or McNabb? I'll hang up and listen.
All right, thank you for the call. 529-1450 is the phone number. I'd have to stick with the running backs if I'm that guy. Mark, what do you think about the quarterback, McNabb or Rivers?
The quarterback situation, I don't think he loses either way, but I really like McNabb this week. I like Rivers also. We've already discussed him in London, but McNabb I really like this week.
Yeah, no, you can't go wrong with either one of those quarterbacks. I'd be a little concerned as far as the running backs, maybe about Dominic Rhodes, just because Tennessee is so tough on defense, 5th in the league against the rush. And but it depends on whether or not Marcus Colson is going to be any part of the game plan. So either Colson or Rhodes needs to sit this week.
Yeah, I think Colson's too big of a question mark, though, at the wide receiver. I'd have to go with the running backs just to be on the safe side if I was that guy. 529-1450, good morning. You're on Fantasy Football 101.
Yeah, hey, guys, speaking of pickups on free agent wire, are you guys kind of believing all the hype, all the information I'm getting off Ryan Torian, actually becoming Denver's starter, around fantasy football playoff time, 14, 15, 16 weeks? Are you guys sold on that, or what's your opinion on him being able to come back from that elbow surgery and actually being able to be a starter?
Here's the problem with Torian I have. Shanahan loved him in preseason, and he's a heck of a back. He gives you the combination power and speed that, you love in a back. But Shanahan is so squirrely with his running back core. If a guy has a fumble, he's in the doghouse, and he automatically goes to the end of the line. I just can't trust Shanahan and having a running back on his team as a fantasy back on mine. I can't do it. Torian's a whale of a talent, but Shanahan is the one that scares me off of him.
Well, I think even Eric said that last week. He's still going to be a Denver running back. I mean, the consistency factor there doesn't mean anything because of the way Shanahan does things there. So I like him as a player, but I don't, as far as being week number 8 and saying that he's going to be there week 14, I can't say that.
Nope, he's in Denver. As long as Michael Pittman stays healthy, he's going to get some carries. So the best you can get with Ryan Torian is a split-time guy when he does figure into the offense. So I wouldn't be too high on him.
If he scares Grammer, if he's scared about Shanahan, then he should be scared about Rudy Johnson because that's who I'm dropping to Victoria. And I think that's Rudy Johnson scares me more than Shanahan, so I'm going to drop Rudy Johnson.
Okay, now if that's the case, then okay, fine. I've got no problem with that because Rudy Johnson is about as bad as it gets. But go ahead and do that.
Thanks for the phone.
Good luck. Thanks, good.
529-1450 is the phone number, 529-1450. Good morning, you're on Fantasy Football 101.
Hello. Hey, I have, my receivers are killing me. I've got Bryant. I just picked him up this week. I got Hushmanzada and Vincent Jackson. On my reserves, I got Muhammad, Camarillo, Holt, and Dallas Clark is killing me. Can I get any advice from him?
Oh, boy. I feel
I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Who did he say after Camarillo? What was the question?
Did he even give us a question, or did he just give us our lineup?
It's funny, I was thinking the same thing.
The receivers were killing him, you're right.
He had Torrey Holt came after Camarillo.
Okay.
A lot of people picked up Camarillo, but he hasn't really done a whole lot. He's had 16 receptions, but he hasn't done a lot with him.
Vince Jackson is fine. I'm with Eric on Vince Jackson. I like Jackson a lot. Hushmanzada is going to suffer because of the quarterbacking situation. I like Bryant. Gruden has said that Bryant's going to stay the starter even when Galloway gets back. After that, Muhammad, he's second fiddle to Smith. Holt's not what he was. You do have some problems. I can understand your blight there. It's a little bit bleak, but you've got some guys there.
Yeah, you got to just stick with those top 3. Those are probably the best of the bunch. Bryant, Hushmanzada, Vincent Jackson. Hushmanzada at least will have a decent game every here and then, But, yeah, you're right. Your receivers are killing you.
Yeah, and Dallas Clark, I feel his pain on that
absolutely.
one, too. 529-1450 is the phone number. Good morning. You're on Fantasy Football 101.